Okay, originally guys, I was gonna make this out of treated 4x4s, and I seen a video of someone else doing it using the drain pipe here, PVC drain pipe, so I thought I'd give it a go myself. And the first thing I'm doing is just drilling a little hole at the bottom, getting the rope through, and I find it, if you twist the rope in a certain direction you can get it through easier without it all separating. Now the reason I'm doing it where the PVC narrows is the fatter bit on the end there, at about 4 inches of it, I'm going to actually put that into the ground, so I'm not putting the rope all the way down the bottom. And what I was doing then with the sander is I'm just taking off the shine, so give the glues something to grip. Do that all the way up the top of the pole. Now, apart from this Loctite glue that I'm using here, I'm also using hot glue, which you'll see me using. With the Loctite here, I'm just putting a few streaks up, and I'm basically just giving it a bit more strength on the rope, because you know what cats are like when they start scratching. And I've seen somebody else do this on their video, so I thought I'd give it a twirl. But I'm also using the hot glue, as you can see now, and I'll put that on round about every 4 or 5 turns just to hold the rope in place. Anything you see me using in this video, guys, i.e. the glue gun or whatever, I'm going to leave Amazon links in the bottom in the description, so if you want to go direct to the product itself, just click on the link. It is an affiliate link. Gotta try and make money somehow or other. Anyway, once we get to the end of the 100 meters on this section, drill another little hole, and I'm putting a bit of hot glue on the end there to keep the threads together so that we can get it in the hole easier. Now, the one thing I must state, guys, is when you're using this hot glue, make sure you're wearing a pair of gloves, because it burns when you get it on your hands. So get a pair of gloves and use them. Anyway, get it into the hole, just hold it there for a couple of seconds to let the hot glue cool, and then I'm going to drill another hole right next to that one, which you can see there I've done. Put the hot glue on the end again, twist it up. I know I've got no gloves on here, and believe me, I suffered for it. Put it in the hole, bit of hot glue to hold it in position, and then start wrapping again. Now this is the next 100 meters of rope that I'm starting. Don't worry, I'm not going to put you through the whole wrap around. But as you can see, I use the hot glue to hold it all in position, especially when you're starting off the 100 meters. Then I'll add a bit more of the Loctite, spread it out a little bit, and then start wrapping again. Okay, so now here I'm just getting the size of the piping so that I can cut holes in the shelves I'm making for the cats to sit on. There's loads of different ways of doing this. I always like to make things hard for myself, but on this one I just drilled holes all the way around and then cut through it with the jigsaw. I wanted to get this cut out, so I kind of used a rasp to smooth off the edges and get it to the size that I wanted it to, by checking it against a little bit of pipe which I cut off. And also what I did, this is 2 pieces of wood glued together in the middle, so down one end you can see I've already got a piece of wood to strengthen it, and what I'm doing here is, because this is going over the pipe and the cats are going to be sitting on it, I'm kind of adding another piece in here to give it a bit more strength and a bit more width so that it grips the pipe better, and that's what you see me doing here. You'll understand what I mean when I cut the hole in this and then put it onto the pipe itself. But glue the piece of wood up, measure the roll off. By the way guys, there's no measurement of these shelves, you do it to whatever you want to do, you know what I mean. But as you can see, two pieces of wood glued together, piece of wood at the top with some screws in to strengthen it, and this bit that we're doing now is going to strengthen it where it goes over the pipe. And we don't have to worry about sandpaper and not anything like that, because this is going to be covered with carpet at the end of the day, so there's no worries about sanding. Now on the one over there you can see I've only put a little bit of scrap wood over on the corner there. I kind of do these things on the fly, so obviously my plans change a little bit. Now what I'm doing here now is I'm clamping these two together, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my router, and I'm going to use the piece that I've already cut a hole in. I'm going to use that as a pattern, and use my router to cut the other hole so that they're both the same. Here I'm just drilling a 1-inch hole in the piece of wood I'm about to put on the router, so that I can get the router bit right through. You'll see what I mean now. Now, I have to say guys, don't follow my safety things here, because sometimes I do things that are so stupid, and this is one of them. You'll see me as I cut this out, there's a few pieces of wood that might be just floating around in the middle there that are no longer connected to the other wood, and you'll see one actually kick out. So you've got to be careful. What you should do is stop the router and take that piece of wood out now, but no, I have to carry on. See, there you go, just kicked out. So what you should do there is you should stop the router. By the way guys, I have got safety glasses on here. You can't see it in the video, but I do wear safety glasses sometimes. So just be careful when you're using these things. Don't follow my lead. Here off, I'm just rounding off the corners so that it's a bit more pleasant to handle. Just adding a few more screws here to the piece that I glued on before, countersinking them in from the top, just to add to the strength, because the cats we've got are quite big. I think they're overfed a little bit. Now all we're doing here is we're sealing the wood against the weather. Obviously it's going outside, even though it's going to be covered in carpet. And yes, I am putting plenty of stuff on here. I kind of want it to soak into the wood. Might be a bit overkill, but what the hell. Now here we go with the carpet guys. This is just old carpet we've got knocking around. Hopefully it's strong enough for the cats to, you know, claw it out a little bit if they want to. But this is where I am at my weakest. I was never any good at wrapping Christmas presents. I always get the daughter-in-law or the wife to do them. So I basically make a right mess of this. But all I do is wrap round, staple gun. I can never get the corners right, just never get them right at all. But I struggled along here and I've done the best I can. I should have really got the wife or the daughter-in-law to do it, but like, they're busy. And I know it goes without saying guys, but you know, safety first. When you're using these knives and stuff like that, be careful, watch your fingers. They're extremely sharp, these God, I can't remember what you call them over here. Box knives you call them. We call them, I don't know, maybe Stanley knives or something like that we call them. Can't remember. Anyway, just be careful when you're using them because they're sharp. Plenty of staples in there to hold them down. And what I decided to do at a later point is I actually put a piece of wood. You'll see me do that in a minute. Just trying to tidy up the corners again with a bit of hot glue. As I say, not the best parcel wrapper in the world. Now, as I say guys, I do things on the fly a little bit here sometimes. And so what I decided to do here is I decided to put this on the back over the carpet so that it kind of strengthens keeping the carpet on, if you know what I mean. Because I weren't too sure whether just the staples would do it, and I decided to add this. So not only does it keep the carpet on, it also adds strength to the two boards that are glued together. And what I will eventually do is put a little piece of carpet over the bottom of this just to make it look a little bit tidier. And this piece I'm putting on, I did weatherproof that as well. Just cutting the carpet, get the pole through. Now if you're still watching this video, thank you very much for sticking with it. Also, if you were still here at the very end, you will see this cat scratch pole, or whatever you want to call it, in place outside, because I stick it in the garden, and it's basically to give the cats a run up to the roof so that they can run around the roof. And not only that, we have sun panels on the roof, and all the neighbours have like netting around it to keep the pigeons out. I don't need it because our cats are always on the roof and we keep the pigeons out anyway. Anyway, what I was about to say is you'll see it in position in the garden outside. I'll also show you a little cat ladder that I built, which is also outside in the garden. So stick around to the end and have a look at that. Here we're just putting on the first shelf and slide it down the pole to where we finished off the rope. I think at this stage we've used about 300 meters of rope. Tap it down with the rubber mallet, and I'm just going to stand it up because I want to see roughly how high this shelf is. That's the first shelf. It's only so the cats have got a good view when they sit on it. Now here we're just going to fill up this little gap with some Loctite, and we're going to smooth it out with our finger and let it dry all the way round, just to give it that bit of extra strength. And it is right down to the rope, guys. It's just that obviously as you're wrapping the rope, there's going to be a little section that's a little bit higher on one side. So that's basically what we're finishing off. Final tap down, get it all in position. Hopefully a little bit of that Loctite will be between the wood and the PVC pipe. Sorry about the camera work here, guys. I'm not the best of I'm not a camera expert. Okay, let that dry. Now drill a hole again here to start the next 100 meters of rope. as close in as you can get it to the shelf or platform, whatever you want to call it. This one was a little bit fiddly getting it in, but we did eventually manage it. It's because it's so close to the platform. Again, loads of glue on the first couple of wraps just to keep it in position. It also helps tidy up the carpet around the hole cut. Now it gets a little bit more difficult to wrap here because we can't just spin the pipe around with having the platform on. So kind of got to take it to the end every time I wrap it. And what I also have to do is stop the video every now and again and kind of go and untangle the rope because it kind of got tangled up because you're wrapping it like this. If you're doing this, you'll know what I mean. Again, we're at the end of this 100 meters of rope. So this is like, I think this is 400 meters of rope we've used now. Or just off, is it 400? Yeah, 400 meters. Once again guys, there'll be links to the rope, the glue guns and all that down in the description if you want to get hold of them. Bit more rope on the top here. Okay, now we've finished it and we've left it for enough to get the shelf on. So this is the final shelf or platform. Drill another hole, use loads of glue to finish it off and put the end of the rope into the hole. Now this piece here guys, I'd already cut this out, I'm just getting it down to size a little bit. It's what I've done is I also chamfered the edge of it. I'm just getting it down to size here, and it's slightly, ever so slightly too big. So what I've done is I've chamfered the edge of it, so that when I do put it in, it's kind of making the pipe expand a little bit so that it helps lock on this platform. There we go. So I've tapped it in. Now hopefully that should have expanded the pipe a little bit and helped lock in. Now this is one of these points where I decided to add a bit more strength to the platforms, because as I say, we've got big cats. So I cut 4 pieces of scrap wood, cut them into 45s like this, and these are going to go below the shelf and give it a bit more strength. You'll see what I'm talking about as soon as I glue them on. And yes, what I did with these is I didn't actually weatherproof these, I just painted them brown with obviously exterior paint. But at the moment I've just glued them together, just rounding off the edges on them. I tend to round off the edges on most things nowadays since I've got this router table. Couldn't think what it was called then. Yeah, but since I got the router table, everything gets rounded off. I'm only giving it a quick sand, but it's only got like 80 grit or something like that on there. I don't know why I'm doing it, but it's just to take the roughness off it. And then I'm going to paint them brown. You can see the tiny little bit of pipe that I cut off there that I used to get the sizing that I needed before for the end cap. All we're doing here, guys, is just screwing her into the bottom of the platform, screwing her into the PVC pipe, and that's just going to give it a bit more strength for when the cats either jump on it or sit on it or whatever. And we'll do that on both of them. And you can also see there at the bottom I've also put a little bit of carpet over the base just to make it look a little bit tidier than what it was. The same on the top platform. And here they are outside, guys. So the cats can sit on it, climb all the way up to the roof if they want to. Here's the ladder that I built. That's been up there for about a year, 2 years now, the ladder. Hope you enjoyed the video.